Look what he said. With regards to his association with President Trump, House Speaker Paul Ryan is to a greater extent an undeniable irritation than he is an assistance. He more likely than not made sense of that by impeding the president he is giving himself and the Republican House he drives in notoriety for being a piece of a do-nothing Congress. Apparently, he trusts his qualifications as an rhino are more essential than his leader's motivation. In any occasion, he is, no less than, a failure to conservatives. Review that he was chosen to the position of the Speaker in the fallout of the resignation of previous Speaker Boehner, another Republican who experienced considerable difficulties this conservative thing right. Review additionally that Ryan was Mitt Romney's running mate in 2012. So it is absurd to anticipate that Ryan will be a reliable conservative. It's simply not in his blood. Ryan's most recent cleanup with the president includes the president's immigration agenda. In particular, Ryan contradicts President Trump's intent to forbid lawful migrants from getting welfare benefits for the initial 5 years they are in the nation. The thought is to safeguard that the individuals who arrive here lawfully can act naturally supporting. It bodes well, consequently, Ryan contradicts it. House Speaker Paul Ryan, seems to want struggling working-class Americans to stay poor, saying he is opposed to President Donald Trump's proposed immigration cuts. Trump, along with Sens. Tom Cotton, RR, and David Perdue, RGA, this week introduced the RAISE Act, a largely merit-based immigration program that aims to protect the U.S. taxpayers and American workers by reducing legal immigration and putting upward pressure on wages. Ryan's not content with this. What's his concern? I just think arbitrary cuts to legal immigration do not take into account the economic needs as the boomers are retiring, Ryan told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel on Friday afternoon. With baby boomers leaving the workforce, we will still have labor shortages in certain areas, and that's where a well-reformed legal immigration system should be able to make up the difference. So Ryan trusts that legislation intended to build a level of assurance that legitimate outsiders are employable and not prompt welfare cases is a terrible thing. How does including outsiders who draw welfare benefits help Americans? Obviously, it doesn't. Breitbart News' John Carney's analysis has determined that the bill, which would cut legal immigration into the United States by half, and grant entry based on education, the ability to speak English, and job skills would actually make the working-class Americans wealthier because the gross domestic product per U.S. resident would grow. It would be extremely invigorating if those on the left, and in addition rhinos like Ryan, would begin concentrating on approaches that would profit working Americans, so their earnings and riches can develop. Working-class Americans don't have a lasting pay of the level that a previous congressman or congressperson draws. Officials occupy an altogether different world from whatever is left of us. In any case, that is another issue for some other time. At the present time, there's work to be done in remedying Mr. Ryan's faulty positions. Or, then again, perhaps now is the ideal time just to replace him. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H. T. Breitbart. Gowdy just catches Loretta Lynch lying under oath about. Recently the news broke that previous Attorney General Loretta Lynch had been utilizing a personal email utilizing her grandma's name, Elizabeth Carlisle, to send Dodge-related messages concerning the meeting that she had on the tarmac with previous President Bill Clinton. That all by itself would be terrible, demonstrating a shameful utilization of email. Putting Dodge data in danger over an unsecured server, much the same as Hillary Clinton. In any case, there's considerably more. Presently you may not review Representative Trey Gowdy, RSC, addressing Lynch in this video. In any case, listen painstakingly and you may see something. Did you hear it? She denied, evidently under oath, that she utilized personal email for Dodge material in violation of Dodge policy. However, clearly, as should be obvious from the Carlisle messages, Lynch used personal email. Not just personal email. However, individual email in an imposter name, much like some others in the Obama administration, as Lisa Jackson. That qualifies as a major whoops. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H. T. Young Con. Loretta Lynch just makes admission about Hillary's email scandal. You'll be surprised. Envision a situation where Hillary, Bill, Lynch, Obama, Comey, Wasserman Schultz, Holder, Jarrett, Aden, Weiner, and a few more that ought to be added to that rundown are for the most part sitting in circles simply taking a gander at each other, pondering who may be the first to admit and uncover confirmation of violations, trying to remain out of prison by turning state's proof. Simply contemplating that gives you a chance to feel the exceptional strain that would be in the room. Would anybody even say anything regardless of the possibility that they were certain that there were no recording or checking devices present? That is not a situation that is probably going to eventuate, but rather no uncertainty goes on all the time with the special case that the players are isolated from each other. With FBI investigations progressing, how do these individuals discuss safely with each other given the likelihood that the FBI has consented to tap their telephones or screen their email as a component of the continuous investigation? We may discover soon, as previous Attorney General Lynch has uncovered, that she utilized an homme de plume, Elizabeth Carlisle, when taking a shot at Hillary's email scandal case. Could this have been an exertion by the then Attorney General to obstruct an investigation concerning any wrongdoings Hillary may have conferred while Secretary of State? Assuming this is the case, would we be able to have proof of Hillary's guiltiness, as well as of an Attorney General impending justice? Exactly how turned were things amid the Obama administration? Evidently, the fact of the matter is somewhat appalling. Like her predecessor, Eric Holder, former Attorney General Loretta Lynch used an email alias to conduct government business, the Daily Caller has confirmed. Several of Lynch's emails were included in 413 pages of Dodge documents provided to conservative groups Judicial Watch and the American Center for Law and Justice. Both groups have filed lawsuits for records regarding Lynch's controversial meeting with President Bill Clinton at the Phoenix airport last June 27. Using the pseudonym Elizabeth Carlisle, Lynch corresponded with Dodge press officials to hammer out talking points in response to media requests about the meeting. The tarmac encounter attracted criticism from conservatives because Lynch oversaw the federal investigation into whether Hillary Clinton mishandled classified information on her private email system. The meeting was not revealed by Lynch, Clinton, or the Justice Department, but by a reporter in Phoenix working on it. Source: Daily Caller. Presently we are not managing boneheads here. Plainly Lynch, and Bill Clinton, so far as that is concerned, needed to realize that private meeting in a private plane on the landing area between the Attorney General and the spouse of a lady under government investigation would look extremely suspicious. However, they directed the meeting at any rate. Also, we should trust the story that all they discussed were grandkids. They take us for fools. On the off chance that it was simply an honest discussion about grandchildren, why not direct it via telephone? Why chance causing an episode and the inconvenience joined to it just to chit-chat about nothing vital? Obviously, the main clarification for this meeting was a serious discussion of the serious investigation, including charges that Hillary infringed upon the law with her private email server, and in an intense manner. The Federalist takes a much more grounded position on the matter of the private meeting between Mrs. Lynch and Mr. Clinton took after presently by then FBI Executive Comey's declaration that he would not seek after charges against Hillary. Lynch was caught holding a secret meeting with Bill Clinton aboard a private plane on a tarmac in Phoenix last year as Clinton's wife pursued the presidency and amid ongoing investigations into a private, unsecured email server, which she illegally used during her tenure as Secretary of State. Soon afterwards, the former Attorney General reportedly used a pseudonym to coordinate a narrative about a meeting with Department of Justice officials, Chuck Ross at the Daily Caller reports. Also shortly after the private plane meeting, former FBI Director James Comey announced that the agency would not pursue a case against Clinton, despite admitting he had enough evidence to do so. A month later, Lynch announced the Dodge would not investigate the Clinton Foundation's relationship with the State Department during Hillary's tenure, despite the FBI's recommendation to do so. The chain of events caused many to question Lynch's motives, as it was also widely reported that Hillary planned to keep Lynch's Attorney General had Clinton won the election. Source: The Federalist. This whole story, including the two Clintons, Lynch, Comey, and others, smells of collusion and corruption. Amidst a campaign for president, an investigation is launched into Hillary Clinton's email server, which it turns out contained unsecured classified documents. Next, the lawyer general has a private meeting with hopeful Hillary's husband, as far as anyone knows, to talk about grandchildren. Presently, the executive of the FBI declares that while Hillary was neglectful in her treatment of messages and reports on her private server, he would not seek after charges. We should trust this line. All things considered, maybe that is the thing that we should accept, however rather we are calling foul. Nobody aside from the most credulous or a confirmed Hillary admirer would purchase that accumulation of tales. Rather, a few people have a considerable measure of implicating confirmation to stow away. The inquiries are when, by whom, and in what shape the discharges will take. We watch this story with incredible intrigue. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. The Daily Caller, The Federalist. Hillary is having a temper problem. Look what President Trump just did. One topic that has been underlined in these website pages is that justice is for everybody or for nobody. The possibility that one can move sufficiently high on the political stepping stool to be past the range of the law is savage. Once spread and accepted as reality, that conviction leads not exclusively to hatred for such people who appear to be resistant to justice, yet it brings the legitimate system and its parts into unsavoriness. A general public that sees the law as a wiped-out joke is a general public in a sensational disgrace. Is there any uncertainty that if a normal representative with top mystery trusted status in one of our knowledge offices were to have done what overpowering proof focuses on what Hillary has done, that such a man would be confronting different criminal accusations? Assuming this is the case, why isn't she? Up until now, the main answer is that she is Hillary. That is sufficiently bad. President Trump took to Twitter to declare that he is pressing Attorney General Sessions to seek after charges against Hillary and to indict her. It is the right choice. Either indict her or exonerate each individual in jail for releasing characterized data, paying little heed to their inspiration. Justice for all or justice for none. This was a delicate matter for Trump. If I win, I will instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look at your situation. Because there has never been so many lies, so much deception, Trump said in the second presidential debate with Clinton. After some quibble, now gives off an impression of being the time that he will follow through on that promise. Trump is prepared to get down to business. Something at which he ought to exceed expectations given the troublesome and serious transactions that have been a standard component of his business life. Sessions may have made comments showing that he was uncertain whether he ought to be the one to seek after charges against Hillary, given that he contradicted her bid for president. All things considered, if the Attorney General isn't the individual to do as such, maybe he could show who should. All things considered, he is the country's central law authorization officer. It is not his business to release lawbreakers free. If not supporting Hillary for president would be an excluding factor for being engaged with her indictment, that would preclude the larger part of Americans, individuals who either voted in favor of President Trump or who didn't vote by any stretch of the imagination. That is a silly thought. Attorney General Sessions, carry out your employment and indict Hillary. All things considered, the jury will settle on an ultimate conclusion. On the off chance that you won't, leave and let somebody who is unafraid to do the Attorney General's job assume control. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. The Daily Call. Shocking new evidence ruins Obama cronies. President Trump was right all along. Liberals still cry about a non-existent Trump-Russia scandal, while helpfully disregarding the wrongdoings of our nation's past president. The way that Barack Obama violated the Constitution and around 12 different laws while in office is no longer up for question. It's quite recently hard actualities with a pile of evidence to help them. What's more, when Donald Trump started his keep running toward the White House, everybody knew the Democrats, headed by Obama, obviously, would successfully remain in his direction. This incorporates election fraud, which has completely exploded for the current year because of Trump's internal investigation that has officially demonstrated Democrats drove a huge number of illegals to the surveys. In any case, even before that, we heard whispers of Obama and his associates keeping an eye on Trump and his progress individuals. Presently, we have more proof to help this hypothesis. Fox News: an Obama official made hundreds of unmasking requests during the last year of the previous administration, according to a letter from a top Republican who raised new concerns that officials sought the identities of Trump associates in intelligence reports for inappropriate purposes. Unmasking refers to the formal request to identify the Americans in an intelligence document. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, R. California, has blamed Obama authorities for burrowing around for the names of Trump's transition team, and no less than one authority made hundreds of solicitations in this vein. Nunes said Democrats had zero justification for doing this, and three of the nation's greatest big cheeses give off an impression of being included: previous CIA Chief John Brennan, previous National Security Advisor Susan Rice, and previous UN Envoy Samantha Power. The last has all the earmarks of being at the focal point of Nunes' accusations. Essentially, these insiders endeavored to keep an eye on Trump's team by looking for information within intelligence reports, and truly, there was no other explanation to jump into those reports, as per Nunes. Moreover, it's attainable that such data could be leaked to the press, yet another enormous issue the White House has had for the current year. What's more, who is in charge of the majority of this? Believe it or not, the Democratic National Party, whose best individuals can't maintain a strategic distance from features of flawed or even criminal conduct. When are these individuals going to begin paying for their violations? All the more critically, when will a greater amount of America realize they've been lied to and controlled for over 10 years? What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. T. Fox News.